Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks for doing this. So, would you just introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I'm Heidi Kim. I am an Episcopalian and a friend of Steve, an FOS,
Yeah.
and somebody who feels very, very fortunate to know him and call him friend.
Oh, thank you. And so, tell me about your particular expertise, experiences, gifts that you draw on in a time like this.
Well, I think I'm pretty relational. I've been doing a lot of just reaching out one-on-one to people through text and through Zoom video conferencing.
Mhm.
I think professionally, one of the things that I've been good at is the ability to hold complexity,
Mhm.
and to just sort of see all of the many different aspects and facets of what's going on around us, and just kind of know them and name them and love them without really feeling like we have to immediately change them and fix them, but
Mhm.
just really being able to hold it. Um, and As an extrovert who doesn't sleep enough,
Mhm.
it's actually been really good for me to just be home and to get enough rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what piece of advice or story would you have to tell people that are, like all of us, facing this incredible time, challenging time?
Sure. I think there are a lot of people talking about a lot of different things, about self care and compassion and finding outlets for your energy or for your anger or for your frustration or for your anxiety. And I think all of those are really good things. I think the best piece of advice that I would want to give somebody is to just allow yourself to feel really horrible on some days. There are just days when it seems incredibly overwhelming. And where, I think what we've got a sort of like an April 10th kind of, we're going to re-examine here in Minnesota is
Mhm.
probably not going to happen. And that can just feel like decades away for folks.
Mhm.
And so I would say, allow yourself to wallow. Here's my little pink rose. I would say find something that brings you joy. And it doesn't have to be, I'm going to sit down and read the Bible from beginning to end, and I'm going to enrich myself spiritually in that way. For me, it's been a friend telling me about a show on Netflix called Next in Fashion.
Yeah.
And it's sort of an international, squirrelier version of Project Runway. And I'm totally addicted to it and I love it.
Mhm.
And there are just times when there's too much going on and I just need a break, and I'll just go watch Next in Fashion.
Ah.
So I think I don't have any platitudes like, stay faithful, stay healthy. I definitely would say wash your hands. I would say, stay home as you can. And also just allow yourself to feel terrible because we're in a terrible moment.
Mhm.
So it's okay to just do something for yourself. If feeling good today is going to be eating that whole bag of M&Ms, you know, do it. And then if feeling better tomorrow means you're going to go for a 3-mile walk because you had a whole bag of M&Ms, do that too.
Mhm.
Live into the complexity, try to not have to fix it, but just be in that moment and do what you need to do.
Ah. So, is there any like question or something that you keep looping through in your head and your heart that's been a part of this whole time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently working in education, and I'm an immigrant from South Korea. And I'm seeing that, South Korea and China are probably the safest places to be right now in the world because they really ramped up their responses very quickly. But one of the other things that I've been hearing about and reading about is the fact that in South Korea and China, places where young children have these incredibly demanding schedules around school and homework and all of the things that they're having to do, is that being at home, parents were kind of saying, give my kid more homework.
Mhm.
And now parents are just saying, you know what, let them relax and let them play.
Mhm.
Um, so I know that in South Korea, the leading cause of death for people under the age of 40 is suicide.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering if this whole sort of mandated stoppage of, let's just take a breath, let's just play, let's relax, let's have family time. Let's play a game. Let's just be instead of doing all the time. My question is that going to impact that suicide rate? You know, what kind of longer term impact is this sort of mandated stoppage of all of the busyness in our lives going to do for us in the long term? I know that it's hard for me to actually take a moment out and stop. And so I have felt very liberated in some ways by the pandemic to be able to just, get enough sleep, to eat well, to play with my dog, to sit out in the sun. Um, so my wondering is, how is that actually maybe hopefully going to change us all for the better, that we can be a little bit more mindful and tuned to one another.
Great. Well, Heidi, thank you very much for doing this. It's great to
Okay.
see you.
Thank you for asking. It's great to see you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.